Hello learners, I am Dr. Avinash Kale, Department of Microbiology, SVKT College, Devlali Camp. Students, today we are going to study one topic that belongs to your syllabus of TYBSc Microbiology from the paper Immunology. That paper includes various topics. Among that, at the very beginning, we'll start from the first topic that is called as immunity. Let us see details of this topic in forthcoming slides. So students, from today we are going to start the first topic that is called as immunity, which is a very important aspect in the life of every individual organism. This picture itself explains that how our body is protected from the infection of variety of invisible type of living and non-living thing. Let us enjoy this learning in the forthcoming slide. So in previous semester, we have seen about the how pathogens which are present in the environment damage to our body by causing the different type of illness. In SYBSc, you have learned about in the paper of medical microbiology, how the different type of microorganisms who are disease causing, they are simply called as a pathogenic organism. When they enter, how they damage the body and causes the illness. And in that also we have seen that to protect against them, how our body fight against it and gives the protection so that health is retained. Now, in this session, we will see the introduction to immunity, definition of immunity, then the importance of immunity in the overall health of the individual, then classification of immunity, and when you will understand whole the topic, I will give a session assessment for you to evaluate yourself. And for additional reading, I will give the additional references. So if you are interested to study additional things or deep things in that in this topic here, you will refer this material and go further. Now, learning objectives of this today's session is this topic is studied for the understanding the role of immunity in the overall health of the individual, that how immunity gives the protection to that individual for overall life so that we are protected against the different type of the illness. Again, in this topic, we will study the different types and working of immunity at different levels. Now in this next slide, let us see the introduction of the immunity. But before studying the immunity, what is meant by immunology? Let us understand the meaning of this terminology at first. So this immunology is a branch of biology that concern with the structure and function of the immune system. In our body, like other systems, a separate immune system is there, and in that its structure and function is studied very well, is called as a immunology. Now, what is meant by the immunity? In definition, we have seen study of immunity is called as a immunology. But what is meant by immunity exactly? Let us see. Now, this immunity, this is a Latin word, and this word is originated from this original Latin word that is immunis. It means the free from the burden. What do you mean by this burden? In immunology or medical sciences, this burden refers to the diseases which are caused by microorganisms or their toxic products. Means our body is get burdened by this load of this different type of the disease causing organisms and the different type of toxic products here. And the body is giving freedom to that individual against this type of the burden is called as a immunity. Now, what is studied in the immunity? Let us study under these aspects of immunology. So, in immunology here, the study of the distinction of the self from the non-self. So nature has given a very good gift to us, that whatever the things which are coming from outside, so they are at first differentiated by our body as the self and the non-self. If it is self, then body do not produce any kind of immune response or immunity against it. But if it is considered as a self, which is it accepts body, it as a harmful in nature here, and against that it produces the immunity or the protective mechanisms against it here. So this thing is studied in the immunology, as well as whatever this self and non-self distinction is made, and against whatever the immune response is produced against the non-self mechanism here, how it is studied, how it is determined in the laboratory is carried out in this second aspect of immunology, where the product of immunology include the antibody-based laboratory techniques or immunoassay for the diagnosis and the treatment and the prevention of diseases. So in immunology, we study the mechanism for the destruction of the harmful or non-self organisms, as well as we use this mechanism for the diagnosis of different type of diseases by using this product of the immunity. Now in this next slide, let us see the different types of immunity. So broadly, immunity is classified into the two principal type of the categories or types. The first is called as innate or natural immunity. Second, now in this innate or natural immunity, what is mean by that? The immunity that one is born with the individual. It is naturally born. Means immunity is given to that individual right from its birth up to the death. That's why it is called as an innate, and it is a natural immunity. It is provided by nature. It is found in all multicellular organisms, right from bacteria to the largest living organism on the earth. Okay, nature has given such natural protection to them against the foreign harmful type of agents. Now, the second type of the immunity is called as acquired or adaptive immunity, which is opposite to the innate immunity. That this is an immunity of the organism which are acquired against the specific type of the pathogen. Means unless that pathogen is not entered, this immunity is not produced. So for the production of this kind of immunity, that pathogen, that harmful agent must enter inside the body, and after that this immunity comes in the action. That's why it is called as a adaptive. By adaptation, immunity learns the protection against that type of the foreign agent, or it is also called as a acquired immunity. Means by experience, our immunity learns how to protect the body against that pathogen. This kind of immunity is only found in the vertebrates, not into any kind of non-vertebrate organisms. Now in this another slide, let us see the innate immunity in detail in today's session. So what is the innate immunity? I just told you right now that this is the immunity given to that individual by nature right from the birth up to its death. And it's a natural type of the immunity. It does not require any kind of purposeful type of the stimuli. So this innate immunity, it acts as a first line of defense for the particular microorganisms. Means whenever any kind of the foreign organism want to enter, and if it is recognized by the that body as a foreign or as a harmful in nature or non-self in nature, at that time this immunity is acting as the first barrier or the first line of defense against that type of the organism. Means that organism have to face against that type of the pathogen. The first part of the body detects the invaders such as viruses, bacteria, parasites, the toxins produced by them, as well as it also senses the wounds or trauma which is caused to the body. Due to that here, the body get activated early, and due to that here, the protection mechanism is initiated. So this innate immune mechanism is provided by the various components of the body like the skin, mucous membrane, phagocytic cells and other type of the parts of the organs, tissue or cells of the body, etc. Already I told you it is the first line of defense mechanism against that microorganisms. Now let us see how this immunity works at the different level under this heading of the different types of innate immunity. This innate immunity, depending upon its course of action, is classified as a species immunity. In species immunity, what happens? If one species is resistant to certain infection, but the other species is susceptible to the same infection. What is meant by species immunity? That one species is susceptible to the one infection, but the other species is resistant to the same type of the infection. It varies from the species to species here. And in this species immunity, anatomical, physiological and metabolical differences between the species, they determine this species immunity. This can be explained by one example that birds which are resistant to anthrax, but humans are susceptible to this dreaded disease anthrax. Why? Because birds has the more body temperature and due to that the anthrax bacillus cannot survive in the body. But human, the temperature is so suitable that anthrax bacillus can survive in the body. That's why these species differences are commonly being caused here. Now in this second example, the humans are more susceptible to skin infection, whereas cattle are more resistant to the same skin infection. Why? Because cattle has the tough and the hairy skin and human has very thin and non-hairy skin. That's why pathogen can easily attack onto the human skin as compared to the cattle's. Now the next type of the innate immunity that is called as a racial immunity, means immunity which is flowing or working under the specific race of the type of the individual. In this immunity, if one race is susceptible to that infection, the other race is resistant to the same infection. This can be explained by the example that African is one kind of race. So Africans are resistant to malaria and yellow fever, but the Asian as well as Americans are more susceptible to this same type of the diseases. That's why this immunity which is flowing through these races is called as a racial type of immunity. This racial immunity is determined by differences in socio-economical status, habitat, culture, feeding habits, environment, genetics and so many other factors which are geographically varies from region to region and from the race to race. That's why this racial immunity is flowing under these races differently. Now the third kind of innate immunity is called as a individual immunity. Means the innate immunity present in that individual type of organism. Now here we are only speaking about the human being as an individual here. So if the one individual of certain race or caste is resistant while other individual of the same race or caste are susceptible to the infection, that's why it is called as a individual immunity. For example, the individual with genetic deficiency of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase are resistant to malaria. Means I am having the genetic deficiency of this enzyme glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. So I will be resistant to the infection by malaria. But the other individual, if he don't have the genetic deficiency, so he is the sensitive to the type of the malarial type of the infection. This is one of the example I have just given to you. Now individual immunity is determined by the various factors like health status of that individual, nutritional status of that individual. Next, that is a previous illness that person is suffered, personal hygiene of that individual, and genetic differences. So this factor determines, they varies from individual to individuals, and they determines the immunity of that individual against that type of the infection. Now, the next immunity is called as a herd natural immunity. Now, in this herd natural immunity, it is offered by the community against that various type of the infections. This is the most important from the epidemiological point of view. So, in this immunity, it depends upon the general resistance offered by the community, that specific community, and the virulence of that organism. This immunity is also called as a community immunity. Means in this immunity, the resistance is gathered or conferred against that infection collectively in that community. That's why it is called as a community immunity. And this can be well explained by this slide that in the recent corona cases here, that we are waiting for the community immunity or the herd immunity to get the resistance to fight against the coronaviruses here. Now, in this next slide, we'll see about the student assignment. Now, students, after studying this basics of the definition of immunity, types of immunity, and the different type of the particular innate immunity, which we have seen in the today's lecture here. So these are the some questions for your self-assessment. That is, you have to write down the definition of immunity, you write the classification of immunity, then you enlist different types of innate immunity, write note on the species immunity, and write 2 examples of racial and the herd immunity. So for that purpose, you can use these references which are given at the end of this presentation here. So students, in today's session, I summarize what we have seen, that immunity is the overall protection of the individual against the harmful agents. Innate and acquired are the 2 principal type of the immunities. Innate immunity is conferred to that individual by birth. Species, racial, individual, herd are the different types of the innate immunity. So in next session, we'll see about how innate immunity works by using different types of mechanisms, and after that we'll see the second type of immunity in detail, that is acquired immunity.